What's that?
So these are the actual zone valves. So when these turn on, it'll turn on the sprinklers for each particular zone.
Yeah.
And with real firearms, I am not on any level with him.
Yeah.
But as far as paintball guns go,
Right.
like, it's a whole different game.
Right.
And this one year when he came back on leave, we went paintballing. And where it's a really wooded area with really dense brush.
Right.
And there's this narrow like tunnel through it that when the teams finally started going at each other, it was always in that area.
Right.
And it was down to me and him and I think one more teammate, and his teammate was too scared to come out, so he sat there in the trees hiding.
Right.
And he rushed me.
Yeah.
And so we just went at each other just straight on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like drilling into him, and I'm like, I swear I'm hitting him.
Yeah.
And he just keeps coming. And so there's this big tree that like right in the middle that is probably, I don't know, like 6 to 8 foot in diameter.
Yeah.
There's a big old tree, and we were both slammed up, like slid and slammed up on either side of it. And we're like reaching around, shooting at each other.
Yeah.
And so I just reach around and I'm just drilling it and just moving as I go.
Right.
And he's like, okay. And I go, man, I could have sworn I got you when you were running at me.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you did, but I wanted to see if I could get you. And so it was super satisfying.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, like usually we were on the same team, so I didn't have to worry about that. But as far as me and him one-on-one, I always beat him.
What's that?
So these are the actual zone valves. So when these turn on, it'll turn on the sprinklers for each particular zone. And these have to be on the right side. So these will get wired in and they'll mount to your manifold. And then this is your main where your water is. It always has pressure. And then when these turn on, it allows the pressure through into your zone, and then it'll turn off, and that's your solenoid like we talked about the other day that regulates when it comes on and off. Going to there's over there. This, yeah. If this was on here, we'd have to turn the valve.
Right, you gotta.
I see. So you gotta be careful with these, because if you wrap them too tight or too much and then put them in too tight, they'll split the housing on your valve. So once it starts to get snug, like too snug, you call it good. And you don't tighten it down anymore. And this one's about there. Get her all up in there. It's very gently, gingerly tighten the manifold and the valves. Let's start using that quote now. That's clear as mud. Clear as mud. You with them.
Right.
I was like, oh, nice. They'll be like this one. We'll break them in.
Right.
And this one has lasted for years, and I've done some questionable stuff. See, it's split now.
Right. Right.
But it's still working better than those did.
Right. Old Yeller just trucking along.
It's got a name now.
Hey, hey.
I'll take this main connector off. Got some crimp rings to hold it in. Okay. You always got to make sure to put your crimp rings on first. Because if you don't, you ain't getting none. And help it to seal that off just a little bit better. I don't know what I'm thinking. I can't put a crimp ring on there. This one's already there. That's a better idea. And there you go. Back set of valves are ready to go.